Hey guys, dinner tonight we're having grilled chicken and roasted green beans. There's the oven. And the Greek spiral bread, the 5 cheese Greek spiral bread from Trader Joe's. So I'm making 2 of those. Oven was just preheated. Roasted green beans. This time I drizzled it with some lemon oil. Today is a very light, lemony, refreshing type of dinner. And I used the Trader Joe's lemon pepper. So I dressed it with that. And then for the chicken, I dressed it with, oh, I just remembered. Anyway, so this was the lemon oil. For the chicken, I had a little bit of garlic oil left over and a little bit of basil oil. So I just used the remainders of those bottles. They're in my sink. And then I squeezed lemon juice in there. And then I used the Trader Joe's lemon pepper seasoning, and I actually put some fresh rosemary that I chopped up, and I had some dried oregano. So that's what I used for the chicken. My husband's going to throw it on the grill if the weather cooperates. If not, I pan cook it on the griddle in the stove. But yeah, that's going to be dinner tonight. I can't wait. So this is part 2 of that dinner from the CSA. I had gotten, they call them the 8-ball squashes. So I had one. So this was the first one I got. I didn't do anything with it. So I sliced it up like burgers. They actually look like green tomatoes. But I seasoned it with the same stuff I put on the green beans and the chicken. So lemon pepper and lemon oil, although lemon oil was not on the chicken. But same flavors. You got the idea. So my husband's going to throw that on the grill with the chicken. I wanted to use it up. If anything left over, I can always, add it to another meal, just heat it up again. But I wanted to get it used since this first one I already had for probably over a week, 2 weeks actually, because I just picked up the other CSA yesterday. So I have another one now, a fresh one, and we'll see how that tastes. So a lot of extra vegetables on this meal. Look at that. So grilled chicken, some grilled squash. They're still screaming, green beans, and the Greek spiral bread from Trader Joe's. I also had some leftover gluten-free pasta alla vodka left over, so I just heated that up, and I'm going to have some of that. And that's dinner tonight. Hey guys, tonight's dinner, Trader Joe's chicken. I do like pounding the chicken before I cook it. It makes it more tender. And I have some Italian seasoning on it with a little bit of salt. And then I'm going to do the Trader Joe's outside-in stuffed gnocchi. Husband is not going to be home for dinner, so it's just me and the boys. And honestly, I don't know if 2 bags would have been enough for the 5 of us. I'm definitely giving this a try. Yeah, so looks really good. So we're going to try that. Chicken pan heating up, and there's the chicken cooking. And then I have some vegetables left over. Actually, I have some. These are peas from my garden. I actually shelled some peas, so we're going to have some peas, and I think I have some leftover green beans that are in the refrigerator, and I'll just heat them all together. But that is what's for dinner tonight. Yay. And there's dinner. Oh my God, it looks so good. I don't know if I'm going to really taste the inside or the outside in because I put sauce on it. But I had some organic bello marinara sauce that I get from Target. Not all Targets. We have like 3 Targets here and only 1 carries it. But the outside-in stuffed gnocchi with some of the sauce, Italian seasoned grilled chicken, and some peas and leftover green beans from the other night. And that's dinner tonight. Yummy. So dinner tonight, I'm going to be making Italian sloppy joes. little glorified name for just meat sauce on a hamburger bun. So this is a package of frozen ground beef that I had browned previously to have for quick meals. And I'm going to saute some onions, and then these are garlic scapes. I'm going to saute those and have that with meat. Add marinara sauce and let that all simmer. And of course, I don't want it too saucy, so I want it more meaty because we're not coating pasta. We're going to be putting it on leftover hamburger buns that they're in the refrigerator, so I want to use them up. And then we'll just put some mozzarella cheese on that, so like a Parmesan. And it's going to be messy, but the kids are going to eat it, and it gets use of those leftover hamburger buns. And I also have some kale from the CSA and fennel, so I'm going to slice those up and saute that for my side. As far as a vegetable, I don't know. The kids might have a free pass on the veggies tonight. Hubby is out for dinner with his job, so it's just me. And actually, Michael's at work, so it's just me, Matthew, and Sean. So Italian sloppy joes, I figured it was something really easy, and we haven't had something like that in quite a while. So it's kind of like, well, not really a meatball on bread, but it's meat sauce, Italian seasoning, and mozzarella cheese on leftover hamburger buns. Great way of getting rid of them. And there it is, Italian sloppy joes. So there's the meat sauce. Mary Jean, I did not add fennel seeds. I still have to purchase fennel seeds, but I do have my sauteed kale with fennel. So close enough, Mary Jean. Anyway, so here are leftover hamburger buns. So this is for my sons. And I actually have some gluten-free bread toasting in there for my Italian sloppy joes. And there they are. And there's my plate. So the Canyon gluten-free bread. I actually really do enjoy burgers on this bread. And kale, garlic, salt, pepper, nutritional yeast, and fennel. All right, that's dinner tonight. See you in the next one. Hey guys, so dinner tonight was lasagna. We had company over, so I never really got to videotape it, and it was a long process because I was home today and I actually made bolognese sauce, my own bolognese sauce, homemade. I had cans and jars of peeled tomatoes, so not fresh from garden tomatoes, but I actually did the homemade bolognese sauce, which came out really good. And I always say to myself, why don't I keep doing this? Because it's so good. And I made it. I made this lasagna, I made this lasagna with bechamel instead of the ricotta. I had no more ricotta, and so I did the bechamel. Had mentioned that I should do one with bechamel, and I did one a long time ago, and it was so long I don't even think the boys remember it. And my husband, he's like, lasagna is supposed to be made with ricotta. So I never made it again because he always complained he likes the ricotta better than the bechamel. But it is really freaking good with the bechamel, let me tell you. But I made a mess. I had flour everywhere. So the next time I make this, which I do plan on doing it again, I will make it with the bechamel and the bolognese, and I will videotape it. But yeah, I served this with peas. These are the leftovers. And then I did top it with this is Trader Joe's marinara. So just to, I heated it up and I had it in a little pour gravy cup to add extra sauce for those who wanted more moisture. So that's Trader Joe's marinara, but that is the lasagna with bechamel and bolognese. So good, but that's something you have to have time to do. Not the bechamel. The bechamel is pretty easy, but the bolognese you need time to do because it simmered for hours. But that was dinner tonight. Yay. Thanks, Ann H. Hi, guys. So dinner tonight, chicken thighs. These are Costco boned and skinned chicken thighs. I removed the skin. I added my adobo spice blend and oregano, and I squeezed lemon juice all over it. So I'm going to let it sit there, and then I'm going to bake it in the oven at, I guess, 375, 400, one of those. And for the side, I have leftover arroz con gandules, which is rice and pigeon peas. Is this it? I don't remember. It's one of these. I have some frozen rice and pigeon peas left over from a meal that I had. I made a big batch and then I froze the leftovers. So that's going to be the side with this chicken. Wasn't it? This is it. So it's the rice and pigeon peas, Puerto Rican style, arroz con gandules. The other bag in the freezer was brown rice from Trader Joe's that I had made and frozen. But I made a big batch of arroz con gandules for the Puerto Rican Day Parade, which is the second Sunday in June in New York City. And they did not televise it here in Tennessee. But I always honor it. I make a Puerto Rican dish. So I made a big batch and then I froze it. So I have 2 of these. And then for the first time in my life, because I've never, ever, 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 ever made maduros from frozen. I've always done it fresh. Maduros are really, really ripe plantains. And oh my God, they're so delicious. And you just slice them up and fry them. They're pretty much bananas. But I bought them. I was like, you know what? This might be good to have because sometimes you are not ready to make a maduro when they're ready, or when you want to make them, they're not ready. They have to be really, really, really black. So I figured, you know what? When I saw these, I said, let me give them a try. It could be good to have in the freezer. So I'm going to try that. So that's dinner tonight. Here's dinner. Roasted chicken thighs, no skin. Adobo spice blend with oregano, lemon juice. And my arroz con gandules that I had frozen. Veggie blend with a little bit of butter. And then the plátano maduros, which are sweet plantains fried up. Yeah, looks good. I just wanted to say, see, sometimes a big meal on a regular weekday isn't that hard when half the meal is already made. So because I made a huge batch of this and froze 2 Ziplocs of it, that's 2 dinners that I have. And then that was frozen. That was frozen. So that was really all the prep I had to do. Frozen. A very quick meal. Just threw everything in the oven. Well, not that. And not that. But just threw it in the oven, and the oven did it all for me. So, see, it's very easy to have a really good meal on a regular weekday. Yeah, just take a look at that again. Hey guys, dinner tonight is leftovers, kind of, and I had to make an extra bag of chicken teriyaki Chinese food. So there's 3 out of 5 of us home tonight for dinner. And during the week, I actually made a whole bunch of pork fried rice with this leftover pork loin that I had. And the fried rice that I usually make, and I have a video earlier on. I can link the post. I can link it on, in the description below of the fried rice that I usually make when I have leftover pork or chicken. So we had leftovers of those from earlier in the week, and another bag of chicken teriyaki from Trader Joe's. So this is my last bag that I have in the freezer. Like I said, there's 3 out of 5 of us home tonight, so I get to use some of my leftovers and the last bag. So that's dinner tonight. And I almost forgot, we had some leftover homemade wonton soup. I can't remember if I had this in the other video, but I had some stock, some chicken stock that I had frozen in my freezer, and I added the gyoza to it, the Trader Joe's gyoza, with some chives, because that's what I had in my garden. I didn't have scallions. So I added some chives for that oniony flavor, which is what we usually see in the wonton soup when we get it from Chinese restaurants. So we had some of that left over, and I'm heating that up too. There you go. So dinner tonight is taco meat. I had the frozen Ziploc bag of ground beef that I had browned. I don't remember when, but I browned a whole bunch of meat and then separated them into freezer Ziploc bags. So I just threw it in the crock pot in my Ninja slow cooker. I think it was on high for 3 hours since the meat was already cooked. 3 or 4 hours. And I put tomato sauce, cans of tomato sauce, organic Costco tomato sauce, and my taco seasoning blend. And that was it. We actually left, came back, it was ready. I tasted it to see if it needed salt or more taco seasoning. Unfortunately, we were out and about. Some of us had it with chips and cheese. Some of us had it on a salad with tomatoes. And the chips crunched all over it. And some of us had it with cheese in wraps. So they were all different. Still waiting on one kid to come back to eat some. I didn't tape the others, but maybe I'll tape his. Sean's. Waiting for Sean to come home for dinner. Tonight's dinner is sauteed kale with garlic, salt, pepper, olive oil, and that nutritional yeast, and the spinach ravioli from Costco. It comes with a Parmesan garlic seasoning pack, and you just drizzle some olive oil and coat it and throw the packs in. So we hadn't had that in a long time. So that's the Costco spinach ravioli. And then I made pork cutlets. I had a pork tenderloin that I just sliced up and pounded, and then did the flour, egg, and breadcrumbs. And that's gluten-free breadcrumbs. And I added Italian seasoning to the breadcrumbs. So I just pan fried them, and now they're in the oven, just staying warm, because to make sure they cook throughout as well. That's dinner. And there it is. Kale, spinach ravioli, and breaded pork tenderloins. Dinner tonight. My husband's grilling some chicken that I just sprinkled adobo seasoning blend on it with some olive oil. And it's boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And then I made pasta Alfredo, or spaghetti Alfredo. This one, let me go over here. I made the DeSico one for the rest of them. And then I made the Banza chickpea linguine. I really like this gluten-free Banza chickpea linguine. I got it at Target. I obviously only make, I think this box was like 3 to 4 dinners for me. So, because I don't make the whole thing at one shot. For the boys, I do make the whole thing at one shot. So this one's the gluten-free chickpea one, and that one is the DeSico one. It's really good. So then I made the Alfredo sauce for that. It's sauteed garlic, chopped to your liking. You saute it in butter, and then you add heavy cream, and then when that is heated throughout, you put a whole bunch of Parmesan cheese in it. So a handful, and then it does thicken up. Like sometimes it's pretty loose when you first add the pasta, but it thickens up after a while with the starches from the pasta. And then I have roasted broccoli, olive oil, garlic powder, and pepper. I didn't put salt. And that is dinner tonight. And there's dinner. Grilled chicken with the adobo seasoning blend on it. That's the gluten-free Banza chickpea pasta with Alfredo sauce, and roasted broccoli with garlic powder and pepper and olive oil.